Okay, so here we go. So a couple things that I've noticed is straight from the break is what we need to really focus on when you actually break your hands from the set position. There is some things that I'm going to comment on that I think will simplify your motion and delivery. We're just going to run this real quick. It's in slow motion. Right leg, front leg has a lot of twist to it. Okay, so there's where you start your break. Okay, we need this hand to come down and around. We need to reach back and show the ball to center field. What's going on from this break right here is you're going straight back here and you're limiting your range of motion. All right, we want a long range of motion that will give you the ability to throw harder with more movement and more consistency. It's just like extending your hands, when you're hitting. Obviously, you don't want to hit with your hands into your body. You want to get those fully extended, as we say. Same concept kind of applies here. We need to get long range of motion. We need to get that ball. After the break, we split our thumbs and it comes down and then up, as opposed to here, and I'll show you, to right here. There's your break, there's your split. Instead of it coming down and around, we've limited our range of motion from the break to right here. There's about where you start to stop at. If you see that ball is actually pointed towards third base and the arm is more at 90 degrees, this is part of the reason that it's easier to stop your arm right now. If we have a longer range of motion, we're going to be creating more momentum. More momentum, it's going to be a lot harder to stop that arm. So these shoulders right here, this is a great plane. This front arm is a little low, but I'm not going to complain about it. It's more when the back shoulder dips or the front shoulder dips or pulls out to where we're going to have our problems. But you're on a straight plane. So if we can get the break right with the thumbs down past the hip, and this arm should be straight out and extended. Your hand should be out in this area. The ball location is fine. You just have too much of almost a 90-degree angle right here. So basically, like I said, when you were over here, if you keep that ball, if you look at it, it's at your cap level. It may not seem like much, but if you just bring that ball, show it to center field, and keep that in a plane with your eye level, holding this shoulder straight, it's going to create this arm angle right here. That, with that range of motion from the break the right way, is going to put you in a lot better position to, one, not stopping your arm, and two, definitely throwing harder. And then if you can see right here, what's happening is with the arm stopping, we're creating the whiplash effect. You're not on top of the baseball right here. You're underneath the baseball. when I say stay on top of the baseball, your fingers should be on top of the baseball. That gives you the ability to keep your elbow will lead a little bit, but not this drastically. The only way that the elbow can lead like this is if your hand is underneath the baseball. That is incorporated with the break. If we show the ball to center field, it's a lot easier to stay on top of the baseball. If you start right here, it's too hard with the range of motion that we have to actually get on top of the baseball. So here, it's herky jerky, and you can't get on top. Here, on top. This front foot isn't bad. The main thing that I want to focus on is your arm angle. So we're just going to run this back and take a look at the range of motion. So here's the break. And you push the ball. You're almost forced to pushing the ball because of where your arm location is. So what we need to do to fix this is doing the break, like we did at my house. And I'll show you that drill again, and it's something that you can do just throwing into the net, but it's going to be on you really before you release the ball to check yourself and make sure that you are in the correct location. From the break, I want you to stop right here and check yourself and see if you're holding that ball at eye level with that arm staying straight, pointing towards center field. There it is right there. We do have a slight kick in the leg. And this is just something that we don't need to work on right now, but it does need to be adjusted. This is happening because if you go back here, look at your leg. It's twisting in, causing this back leg to collapse. Really, to simplify it, would be to take the hip twist out of it. From when you come set, lift this leg straight up. Don't twist or anything like that. It's really going to simplify things for you. If you can incorporate that, and I know we've been, getting underneath the ball for a long time, so maybe we don't need to focus on this. And look, this is a tendency that a lot of the kids have. Here's Cade throwing right here, and he's just striding out and holding a straighter plane with the pitcher. He's underneath the baseball too. So it's not just you. If he were back throwing the ball the correct way, he would throw a good 5-7 miles an hour harder. But with his hips the way that they are, staying on a straight plane with his feet, he can get a little bit more on the ball. And then you see there's the break. It's almost a toe tap. And the hips fly open. And obviously, when your hips fly open, everything kind of follows that. So this again, this isn't something that you have to correct tonight, but this stride is way too short. You realistically should be coming down somewhere in this area and staying on a straighter plane. But we'll get to that later. What we really need to address, and I'm going to shoot a quick video on, just it's really simple on what you need to do to fix this. It's going to straighten this out naturally, your lower half. And I'll put you in a position, to where you step straight up, at your balance point, and you just fall off of the mound. Everything will become natural. But right now, the point of emphasis is one, obviously, I want you to throw correctly. And this is, it's too much stress on the elbow, and I don't want that for you. So, anything you need, I will help you with. Really, we just need to focus on, getting the ball back. And like I said, with that drill, it's going to help everything stay in a plane. So I could go into some other things, but I really don't want to overwhelm you. But just looking at that real quick, you can actually see you push. You're really the stride being too short. You're shifting that weight to the front side a little bit too early, and instead of pushing off with your foot off of the rubber, you're picking your toe up. And again, with that arm slot, you can see right there the torque that you're putting on your elbow. So it's vitally important that we, get that location correct. And honestly, as bad of a habit as it is, it can be fixed in a pretty short period of time if you do the correct amount of reps the right way. And then you see your push, and then everything is falling away because of the way that your hips opened up early. You have this momentum going, your hips are going that way, so in suit, your body follows. And then we end up like this. So this is the wind up. There's the twist. There's the split. And the ball goes straight up. Very, very limited range of motion. Break down as opposed to being break right here, up, break down, around, and then your arm will be pointed like that. That is going to create this range of motion instead of this range of motion. Is this longer or is this longer? And there you go, right there. That ball is pointed straight towards the sky. you're directly at 90 degrees right there. Don't beat yourself up. You're making a lot of progress, and I am 100% here to help you. I think that you're doing great. I think that you have so much potential and you have so much ability, and I believe in you. And I know that you're a hard worker, and I know that, we will get this right 100%. So just kind of gather this in, and then I will post the drill tomorrow night. And really, I said some other stuff about the hips and the stride and whatnot, but don't get too concerned about that. Don't beat yourself up about anything. Let's just get this arm in the right location, and trust me about it, and let's see what happens, because I think that you're just going to be astonished when we get it right and the amount of velocity that you're going to pick up. After this is right, then we can start talking about some other things, with your hips and your left side. One other thing that I would say is, before we end, get this glove out towards the catcher. Keep this all in a straight plane. See how this shoulder angle is diving down? Okay? That's going to affect you one way or another. Either it's going to be low or high. It's going to be inconsistent. So extend this hand out, and we'll go over this in the drill, and then the thumb is going to be down, and we're going to open a door to our left hip, and with the right arm location, with that motion, it is going to naturally force the right arm through, and the hips will just follow suit. It's going to be really hard to open up your hips early if you do it the correct way. And then boom, there you go. Still throwing a lot of strikes, and you still throw pretty hard, but there's a lot more in there, a lot more, and I can get it out of you. And again, I know that you're a hard worker, and you want to be good, and you will be good. And me, along with all the other coaches, we're going to make you good, if not great. I think the sky's the limit with you. This happens with every baseball player. We got to tweak stuff here and there, and we made progress with hitting, and I was a pitcher. So this is my ace. Never feel down, never question it, because I'll have the answers for you, and one way or another, I'll have an ability to get it across to you and get it right. So just kind of take this in, arm angle, arm angle, arm angle. This is what you want right here. I don't know if you can see that all. That ball is pointing towards center field instead of this right here. Okay? This, boom, on top, right here, beneath it.